excited to be bringing you the brand new glow in the dark crystal drops. These are so fun, so bright. Look at those beautiful colors. The really cool thing about these 4 color of crystal drops is they come in these great colors. It's not just that weird yellowy, whitey, weird neon color. You know what I'm talking about. So what we have here is Shocking Pink, Blue Crush, Apple Sour, and Banana Split. And the cool thing is they glow differently too. They've also thrown on here a black gem on top. So you could see right away that these are your glow in the dark ones. So these are really, to borrow a word from my son, those are so cool. They're so cool. So I'm gonna show you what they look like in the daytime, which is this right here. And then you're gonna be able to see what this looks like in the dark. Flash to dark. And in the dark, look at that magic. You could see how awesome this blue is, and the pink looks pink, and the green and yellow are really close, but still awesome. Woo! Glow in the dark. Check it out. Check out the glow in the dark. So here is the fun card that I am going to show you how to create using the glow in the dark crystal drops, the brand new 4, and I'm going to also be using the Glimmer paste. Nuvo has some awesome new stencils out, and I am going to show you a couple techniques using my Fallen Diamonds stencil. So to get started, I'm going to take my 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 black cardstock, and I'm going to place that right there. And then just to make sure my diamonds are somewhat straight, I'm going to line it up from the bottom. And now when I made my original sample, I had a large 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of cardstock, and then I went and cut out the 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. You can do that too. But for the demo and for layering, I just started with my pieces cut out to the right size. But like I said, you could switch things up. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my really beautiful black diamond glitter paste. How appropriate. We're using the Fallen Diamond stencil and our black diamond glitter paste. And I'm going to use one of these plastic palette knives. And I'm just going to scoop some in here. I've got a really good amount. And I am just going to lay it on the base of my stencil. And I'm going to do that times 3. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my stencil, I'm going to hold my palette knife at like a 45-degree angle, and I'm just going to push the glimmer paste up through my stencil. And as you saw me place my stencil down, I didn't tape this. This is going to be a fun background, and it's black on black. So if you're really nervous about stenciling and stencil paste or anything like that, this is a fun way to get started where you don't have to be so concerned about all of the details. So I just went ahead, really fun crystal drop background, and it is nice and even. Of course, I could never do that freehand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my same Falling Diamond stencil, and I'm going to use this as a pattern to follow with my crystal drops to make that really nice even background. So I'm just going to go ahead and set that down on top of my paper. If you aren't really comfortable with a steady hand, or you think you're going to bump it, you can go ahead and place removable tape on your cardstock, then on your stencil. With this, I'm okay just using it and holding it. A couple tricks with your crystal drops. Now, if you used your crystal drops and they're wet, and then you go and put them back, you can see there's still a tiny bit of crystal drop solution left in my lid in here. So let's say I've left the cap off, or maybe this is dried. A quick way to unclog that is to just pop off this top, and I'm just going to take a sewing needle, and I'm just going to push, if anything's dried out, I'm just going to push that off the top, and that way you don't put it back in. If for some people, they just take that and they push it back in, and you're taking that little dried piece of your crystal drop liquid and you're shoving it back in there, so it's going to keep clogging. So if you go ahead and you push it out from the top, that's a really great trick to keep it where now it's all clean and new again, and you won't have any issues with that clogging up. So I tend to leave my caps off, which is a big no-no, but that's just me. Another trick with crystal drops is you always want to do a test drop. So instead of starting here on my project, and what if I squeeze too hard and make a big blob, like it's always best to take your scrap paper and just get a feel for that one. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to do the blue and the green. You get all 4 of the glow-in-the-dark crystal drop colors with this kit, along with the black diamond, really beautiful glimmer paste. Sorry, my brain stopped working there for a minute. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and skip every other row following diagonally up the diamonds. So I'm moving left to right, but obviously when I go back with my second color, I'm going to have to kind of hover my hand over it so I don't stick my hand in the green crystal drop. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this. All right, and now, see, left my cap off. And now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the blue. Now, once again, before I get started on my actual paper, I'm going to take my scrap piece of paper and just do a couple sample ones to make sure everything's flowing out nicely. And then I'm going to finish the pattern. Okay, once you have completed that, you want to make sure you're going to take this little tab here and just lift straight up. And then look at that. Ah, it's so fun. I absolutely love it. So here are my very cool glow-in-the-dark patterned crystal drops. And now you're going to go ahead and take your Congratulations die and run that through on your die, on your cardstock that you already put all of your beautiful, to make your own glitter paper, your beautiful black diamond glimmer paste. So I'm going to run that through my die cut machine. And now you've got this little guy, super fragile. And what you're going to need is a craft pick or something to help lay it down. So I'm going to now use my crystal drops as my adhesive. This is a really fragile, thin die, so this works great incorporating the crystal drops, using them as the adhesive and part of the background design. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop that on one side, and then drop that, and then take my craft pick to pop those in. So I am just squishing them down, just like that. And I kind of like how it's raised up in some places. It adds some dimension and some excitement to my card front. And now that is complete and ready to go. And so what I did next, once your black diamond background is finished, go ahead and put your Terrific tape on the back, adhere that to your 5.5 by 5 cardstock, and attach your beautiful saying, let that dry. So this is super wet, so I'm going to probably give it about an hour, I would say, or you can just let these sit overnight. I made a lot of fun different color ones, and they all glow in the dark. It is such a cool finish. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this really fun technique of the week. And don't forget to subscribe, share with your friends, and let them know how much you love our Sparkle and Sprinkle YouTube page. Thanks for watching, everybody.